So the vision you've had for your life, I mean, when you were young, what life did you think you will lead? And are you leading that life now?
Thankfully not. So I think that if I think about like when I was younger, I'm not sure that I had a vision for my life. I think that the situation was rather destitute. I think it was, I don't think I had a lot of hope. I don't think that I had ambition. I didn't think that I would amount to much. It's kind of like, you look at previous generations and like where people have come from, you look at your circumstances, and that determines like, what outlook you have on life, I think. So there was a significant moment or shift, I think, in my life that happened when I was about 20 or 21. I think I was in that like hopeless situation of, I'll just get by, do whatever, like, mediocre kind of life. And it's not that I thought about it. It's more that like, this was just my circumstances, and you kind of accept that these are your circumstances. This is kind of your life. And I had an uncle, that came to visit me one day, and he said, there's this opportunity, you need like 2,500 Rand to pay a deposit to get a plot and plan thing. You build a house, you get this piece of land and you get a plan with it, but you've got to build a house. So you've got to find the money to build the house, and you get a bond for this piece of land. And I looked at him and I thought, do you see my circumstances? I mean, where am I going to get 2,500 Rand from? It sounded like he was asking me to get 1 million Rand.
Yeah.
It was just so beyond my reach, or I couldn't, like this idea just didn't make any sense to me. And the fact that he was asking me to do this, I thought like he had lost touch with reality. Wow. I mean, like, here's he looking at me and telling me that I've got to do this. And I sort of said to him, like, I think, I don't think that that's possible. I can't even imagine. I don't know where I'll get that money from. And he said, well, think about it. And eventually, just to get rid of him, I said, yeah, okay, I'll think about it. And I mean, the minute he walked out of the door, I'd forgotten about it, because it was just not within my scope of reach, I think. And so about 2 weeks later, he came to visit me again, and he said, so did you think about it? And I said, think about what? And he said, that opportunity that I spoke to you about. And I said to him, just go away,
Guardian
man.
angels in this life, eh?
He's probably been one of the most impactful people in my life, and like from a really young age. I don't think I would have matriculated had it not been for him, because like it was just, I was the first person in my family to matriculate. In any event, he came back and he convinced me. He came with 2,500 Rand and he said to me, here's the money, it's a loan, you can pay me back whenever you have it, there's no rush, just go pay this deposit, and like, you've got to do this. It's going to change your life. And I resisted it, and he insisted, and eventually I accepted, I conceded, I took the money, I went to go and pay this deposit, and then they told me, you've got 6 months in which to build this house, and then I had sleepless nights. So now I owed my uncle money. I had to build a house in 6 months. I was like, I had a little baby who was about 6 months old at the time, and I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? I'm unemployed. So I learned of an opportunity to sell bedding door to door, but it meant like, driving out sort of into rural areas, and you've got to walk long distances, about 10, 20 kilometers a day, carrying heavy bedding that you've got to sell. And so I took my baby with me, and I went with some people, and I walked door to door, and within like 4.5 months, I built this house. And there was a switch, and I think back on that time frequently, and I think about like the difference is the hope that I learned that anything was possible. Like from being in a hopeless situation where I didn't think that I would amount to anything, suddenly it was like I built a house in 4.5 months, and I now had this bond that I had to pay. I paid my uncle back. I owned my own property. It was just it was almost like a rewiring of my brain.
You need something like that to show you that I can do it.
Absolutely. And ever since then, like, I believe anything is possible. I believe, like, even if I don't know how to do it, I'll figure out how to do it. I'll learn how to do it. I have the capacity to do so much more than, like,
that's so inspirational. I'm actually touched, because I've known you and I didn't know that. Because I met you we're doing our MBA.
Yeah, exactly.
Or corporately.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
I'd already like somewhat arrived, I guess,
Yes,
when you met me, right?
Yeah, you
and
had.
so I think we don't know the stories of people and how they get to where they are. And not everybody's story is like paved with gold, right?
And for me, this is key in terms of our country, even at the continent, of how people can see possibilities and, and see guardian angels, because he tried and he didn't give up on you.
No, he didn't.
And if we could be that for other people, I think our country will be amazing.